So here at Radio.co, we're always boasting about how awesome the Rodecaster Pro II is, but how do you actually use it in the confines of broadcasting live? Well, that's what this video is all about, so why not join me? Thanks for checking out Radio.co on YouTube. If you want to see more kit reviews, live webinars, and handy broadcasting tips, then give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click the bell icon. Hey, Phil here from Radio.co, and today I'm going to do a tutorial of sorts, all about how easily you can broadcast live through Radio.co, in particular, how to do that through using either the Rodecaster Pro II and its brand new, younger, smaller, cuter, kind of similar Rodecaster Duo, which is right here on my right. Now, rather than a full-on demonstration of the ins and outs and in-betweens of each piece of kit, it's more of kind of like an overview of some of the features on offer that are related to broadcasting live. And in similar fashion, I'm also going to show you how you can use either of these within something like Virtual DJ, if you want to use a platform like that to actually manage and broadcast all of your content. So if you want to know more information on either bits of this equipment or Virtual DJ, we actually have tons of videos and guides about them already, either on our YouTube channel, which if you want access to more of those, then make sure to give us a thumbs up, click subscribe and the bell icon, but also head to our help center, help.radio.co, and also our Radio.co University, which you can access from the main page on our website. So first of all, step one, plug in the kit in. Well, it's already been done here just through a simple USB-C. And that's the great thing about a lot of mixers these days, in particular ones, I think the ones that we focus on reviewing and talking about anyway, is that all of these devices are USB connected. In particular, these ones are USB-C, and I know a lot of people still don't necessarily use laptops or computers with a USB-C port. So just be aware that that's the main functionality here with the devices. Now, the reason why I'm addressing both of them and just focusing on talking through one of them is because both the Rodecaster Pro II and the Rodecaster Duo are essentially the same kind of beast. They do more or less the exact same things. It's just a little smaller, a little cuter here. So I'm going to be demonstrating how to use the Rodecaster Duo here, but everything that you see me do on here in regards to broadcasting live can just be so easily replicated through the Rodecaster Pro II. Now, once you have plugged your piece of kit in, you're going to want to do a firmware update and to download Rodecaster. So first of all, make sure your piece of kit has got the latest available software and fixes and things like that, and also download Rodecaster. Rodecaster is kind of like a virtual mixer assistant, in a way. So you can change the faders and the functionality and the settings of your device on the actual device and screen itself, hence why it's got all these buttons and delightful HD screens. But if you want to do a bit more on your computer side of things, then Rodecaster will do that for you. So just make sure you've downloaded that just to give you a bit more options and a bit more flexibility with the changes that you can make. So when you've got everything plugged into your computer, you're now going to want to use some of the faders, to actually tell the device what it is you're actually going to do. And that's what's all on here. So I guess one of the main notable differences between the Rodecaster Duo and the Rodecaster Pro II is a reduction in the faders and microphone ports that are available, going from 2 all the way to, there's 4 specific for microphones on the bigger device. So I've only just plugged in one microphone here, my XLR microphone, my Shure SM7B to be more precise, and that is assigned to this fader one here, as you can see and hear then as I moved it down. If I wanted to connect a second one, this device does allow you to, and I could assign it there, but there's no point in this particular demonstration. So that's the easiest bits. That's the first kind of fader highlight here. Other options that are available are the capability of Bluetooth, so perfectly fine if you want to broadcast any content that you have stored on your mobile phone or tablet, or getting callers on air. It's a great way, a great easy way, actually. Of course, you're spending a bit more money on this piece of kit, but with that, you're getting the ease of just zapping a caller across to your device. And it's worth mentioning, anything that I'm going to go through here in regards to the faders, when it's plugged into your computer and when you're broadcasting live through Radio.co, everything you have plugged in and faded up and down is going to be broadcasting live as part of your broadcast. So if I was to use Bluetooth, and as long as I had that fader up and I had a caller or a piece of content connected, you can rely on it to actually be broadcasting on your station. Another option here as well is the smart pads. This is what these brightly coloured, delightful little doodads are here. And what these do is allow you to assign hotkeys, sound effects, theme music, special effects even. I'm not going to do one right now because I don't think I'll remember to turn it off, but there is the ability to add squeaky voice, robotic voice, a swear button if you're going to be saying some no-nos, and also little sound effects here, as you might be able to hear right now. Little air horn there, or nice little applause there. And as I said, any hotkeys, anything connected to these, and you press them during the course of your show, they're going to be going out on your station, because when you are loading up for live broadcasting through something like Butt, which I'm going to go over in a little moment, it's basically everything that's mixed into this multi-track. It's going to address your piece of kit as a multi-track. So I guess anything on the multiples of these tracks are going to be heard on your station. I've actually swapped out the Bluetooth because I've got no need for it in this particular demonstration, and instead I've plugged in, or rather I've hooked it up to the USB input 1, which is my laptop here, or my MacBook rather, because this is going to be playing a piece of music through Virtual DJ. So the idea is that I'm going to press play on a track, it's going into my desk for me to mix how I feel. That's then going back into my computer, where it's then going to be broadcasting out to my audience. And there are other things as well that you can add to it. You also have your virtual mixers here, so I can have, like a YouTube video playing if I wanted to. I could have another USB 2 input going in as well. And even though they don't have faders themselves, they are all virtual, so you can just highlight them and adjust them accordingly through this knob here. So that's kind of the multi-track, and that's the functionality of it. That's all going to be playing out if I wanted that mix to be part of my broadcast. And the reason why it comes into this, as I say, so I can adjust all the individual levels to give myself some customization options, a lot of flexibility with it. Even though I'm not doing it as part of this demonstration, you can, of course, hook up some monitors. So I'm just broadcasting through headphones. It's how I actually prefer to broadcast, to be honest. But if I wanted to, I could have some monitor big speakers here, and then just adjust the monitor control on this pad as well. And it's also got a fantastic feature where it will kind of auto-duck it as well. So if you put your microphone up, it will automatically mute the feed from your monitors. So again, it's a great way to use just a simple, tiny piece of kit here as a real sort of professional piece of equipment that's commonplace in any sort of radio studio. So as I say, I'm not going to show you how the monitors work, but if external monitor outputs is what you want to use, then you can absolutely use it to your advantage. Let's just recap. I've plugged my microphone in, I've adjusted the faders, I've decided what I want to use, which is specifically my microphone here, the audio coming from USB port 1, so this MacBook, and my smart pads, why not? And it's now plugged into my computer, and I'm now looking at, right now, Virtual DJ, as you can see here. Now, Virtual DJ is just one of many playout systems that you can use for broadcasting. The general purpose of a playout software is it allows you to play out content, or rather that's the way I describe it anyway. So the idea behind this piece of software in particular is I'm loading up songs onto it, or content, or jingles, or ads, or whatever I want, and I can actually manage it myself here. So I can decide exactly when something plays. I can talk in between it. I can fire off an ad or a jingle, or if I had an ad or a jingle, why not feed it into one of my smart keys, so I can just instantly hit just like that if I wanted to play a particular ad or jingle, just like so. But yeah, the general purpose of it is I'm using this piece of software to manage how I want my content to play, and when I want it to play it, how I want to play it. as part of my live broadcast. I have a bit more freedom and control over it. Virtual DJ is the one I'm going to be using today and demonstrating very basically today, mainly because it's free and it's particularly when you're starting off, people want to use things that are easy to learn, easy to use, and as free as possible. Virtual DJ is a great example of that. There is far more professional, more advanced solutions you can use for that, namely things like Serato or a Tractor. There are other different, let's say, more radio aesthetically pleasing platforms like Play It Live, kind of resembles, track carts and firing off hotkeys on there. But this is literally just resembling, as you can see here on the screen, just virtual DJ decks. It's virtual DJ. Of course. So the idea is that I'm going to load up tracks. I've only got one at the moment. I've loaded onto track 1. I've got nothing on track 2. But if I wanted to, I could load up something else. Or in this example, I'm just going to load up the exact same thing. And if they were different, I can mix between the two. So I can have track 1 playing. I can then have track 2 playing or B playing and move between the two. I can go... I can sort of move these around as I would do. Not, obviously... I'm not very skilled as a DJ, so I can't really do it well myself. But the idea is, this is resembling a virtual mixing desk. Now, in order to get this to work, I just need to tell it where I want the audio going to or coming from. So I do that is on the screen here, I go to the virtual DJ here at the top, and I go to settings. Now, I'm using this on a Mac today, but if you're using a Windows, which I usually do at home, this is the exact same menu you'll see. It'll just be a slightly different place to find it. It might be under something like settings or specifically preferences. But where you want to head is the tab here called audio. Now, there's a couple of options here for output. As this, you're just telling it where do you want, which feeds do you want to have control on, or rather, within regards to my Rodecaster Duo mixer here. What channels am I going to be allocating to the content that I play? Now, I'm only going to be playing one track at a time, so I'm going to just have it as speaker only. So you can see here, I can manage it. It's the Rodecaster Duo main stereo here, and it's assigned to channels 1 and 2. I'm only going to be playing one, so I can just monitor it through this, here. I've actually, it's mainly just saying how many channels, how many virtual channels are going to be used. I've actually used it to move it to my fader 3 output here. Now, the reason why you can choose multiple ones is, although I don't have the option to do that because I'm using the free version, but if you do use the paid Pro Virtual DJ Pro version, then if you wanted to, you can actually assign each deck to its own fader. So rather than me unceremoniously, kind of just dragging the slider across on the screen from A to B on Virtual DJ itself, I wanted to, I could just mix on the two different fader channels with one track playing and blending into another like that.
Hey you, yes you, did you know you can start your very own radio station right now for free? Yes, for free. Simply click the link in the corner to start your 7-day free trial today.
So you can absolutely do that with the separate decks option and with the Virtual DJ Pro subscription. But yeah, I'm just going to do just the one fader here. So output is my main stereo here. So make sure you click apply. Perfect, we're all good. So it now knows it's just going to play one channel, and I've assigned which channel it is, which is specifically channel 3 here on my mixer. So what should happen now is if I press play on Virtual DJ, see it's playing on my fader here. I can adjust it, of course, as part of my live broadcast. If I wanted to come in and talk about, hey, yeah, you having a nice day today? Oh, yeah. Tell them a bit out of practice for radio DJing, but you get the idea. I can just fade this out if I wanted to, talk over it, come back in. Very simple, a lovely piece of music that I talked over, and I've decided to fade out the rest of it. But that's how simple it needs to be. You've just assigned one channel to one specific track, and what I can do is I can also, as I say, press play on this track and just fade out into track 2, which is obviously just the same one there. But you get the idea. If I wanted to, I could assign multiple tracks there. So that's kind of the basics of using Virtual DJ. If you're in need of a more in-depth tutorial and a bit of know-how in how to best use Virtual DJ, this is not the video for you. We do have help guides and things for you, or we have our own resident expert DJ within our midst, Jesse, on our team, on our support team, sales team. So if you have any particular questions about using anything, whether it's Virtual virtual DJ or something a little bit different, a little bit more extravagant or professional, then yeah, get in touch, studio@radio.co, ask for Jesse. He's a big old DJing nerd, so he'll absolutely be able to help with anything you need in regards to using something like virtual DJ or different or similar. So how do I then actually take all of this to my station? For that, I'm going to be using But. So if I load up my station here, I've got my very bland, very boring, very unpopular radio station here, nicely titled Radio Station. That's why people aren't finding my station, because it's not got its own name. But here, I'm just going to be broadcasting live. And there are multiple of different ways you can do that. You know, I could, if I wanted to, use the Rodecaster Duo or indeed the Rodecaster Pro II as both kind of like my play-out piece of equipment as well. So I mentioned about the Bluetooth. So what I could do is I could have a playlist of music I've built myself on my phone or my tablet. I'm zapping that across through to Bluetooth, and I'm then broadcasting live using nothing but my piece of kit. And this Rodecaster Duo, you can plug in that in, you'll be able to hear my microphone, you'll be able to hear hotkeys, my Bluetooth feed, and anything else. So I actually don't need to use anything like virtual DJ. I could command my entire show purely off a piece of desk through that Bluetooth option. But yeah, for the purposes of my broadcasting, I wanted to actually do a bit of DJ mixing. I wanted to have a bit more flexibility over what I'm doing from my screen, first of all. So for that, that's why I'm using virtual DJ. So in order for that all to be heard, I need to tell Radio.co when I'm broadcasting live where this full multi-tracked mix is coming from. And that's from the connection status here. So if you're unfamiliar with live broadcasting through Radio.co for the time being, connection status is basically referring to, are you, the host of your radio station, currently connected to the server so people can hear you? At the moment, I'm plugged in. I've actually got content playing, but no one can hear me because I'm not actually connecting live. So in order to actually connect, obviously the opposite of being not connected here, I need to use an encoder or a broadcaster. And that is a little piece of software. Think of it like someone who's come along and they're just plugging you into the software. It's a little handyman. It's a piece of software that literally just confirms who's connected, who's logged in, and what audio inputs are they using for their broadcast. And for that in particular, as a Mac user today, for that I am using But. So within But, this is where you will manage all of your mix. So already, I'm not live, but you can see that my levels are going. That is actually just levels for my my microphone at the moment. If I was to play a SmartPad, a hotkey, like so, that's coming through. So crickets there, and you get the idea. So now I'm just going to play my music. I'm just going to go back onto Virtual DJ and press play on my particular track. There we go. Put my fader up. Now playing here. And again, if I just stop talking just for a moment, which is, I'm sure is wonderful for some of you, you can see everything's coming through. It's been picked up by the Rodecaster Duo. And the reason for that is because I've actually gone into the audio settings here. So to get to settings, as a reminder, let's turn that down a little bit more. I'll turn it off. Come to settings and go to the primary audio device here. Now, first of all, if you have yet to use But, then you need to find your station. So to do that, come to Main, go to the server, click Add. And you'll see an option there for Radio.co. So if you click on that, that's you telling But that you want to search for a radio station within the Radio.co database. So what you do is you will go on Get Stations. It will then open up here. You would like to connect to your to Radio.co account. Click Allow. You'll then be able to log into your account. And when you've logged in through your Radio.co details, you'll then be able to go on But again, and you'll find all of your stations here. It's fetched. It's got all of my stations. So I'm going to click on Add. I have multiple stations tied to my account. So now what I'm doing is just selecting the right server. So first of all, server is Radio Station. If I was instead using any of my other stations, Awesome, or the nicely titled My Radio Station, or Radio.co Demo, see why I'm not a famous broadcaster just yet. Select the right one I want, which is Radio Station for this purpose. which is great. So it knows where I'm going to. It knows what connection is needed. I then come to audio, and I come to this option, primary audio device. So Rode, particularly if you're using a mixer like this where it's got lots of different options, you will see a lot of other options, things like chat, main stereo. If you have something like Rode Connect installed, which is used for some of their, I think it's just their streaming things like the Rode X and things. We just found recently, just before starting to record this, it did cause a bit of an issue finding that. So if you do have Rode Connect installed already and you're struggling to find the correct input for your device, uninstall that and it will appear. That's what happened to us. So what we're looking for is just the main stereo. So this is just encompassing everything that's coming out of of our Rodecaster Duo. That's what we need. Perfect. Close that down. Levels are moving, and now we need to broadcast. So if I just click here for my click to connect to server, this little triangle play button. And what it's doing is it's saying connecting, and as soon as it displays stream time, it means that this feed is live. People can hear it. People sometimes get confused as to why there was a delay in it saying connection status. That is just some latency for when people can actually listen to your feed. So due to the how long it takes for your signal to reach a server and then bounce back and reach to your audience, that can take on average maybe about 10 seconds, something like that. So everything I'm saying right now is going to be heard roughly 10 seconds in the future by my audience. But as soon as it says stream time, you are live. So be aware that even if it doesn't display on air straight away, everything you're saying and doing can be heard. So just start your show immediately. And speaking of, let's get on my virtual DJ, press play on my track, and this should then start playing. Thank you very much for listening to Chill Time with Phil. I didn't have enough time to think of a catchy title for the show, but hey, the words don't matter. It's all about the music. You get the idea. So yeah, that's basically the basics of using virtual DJ and within the confines of But. So if I go on to But now, I'm still streaming, and if I wanted to, I can stop my stream, disconnect from the server, and very shortly, this should then be replicated on my connector status. Again, there's still a delay, so when I turned off my feed, people can still hear it. There we go. Now we are off. And that's how simple it is to connect for a live broadcast. Now, what I just showed you was the ability for the owner of the station, so me in this case, is I have a feature called Live Anytime, which means as the owner of the station, because I call all the shots and decide everything that goes on, I can actually broadcast live anytime I like. I don't need to schedule myself to go live. If I feel like it, boom, that's it. For everyone else, though, they will still need to be scheduled. So you can come to the schedule, and let's just do a show from 12 till 2, like so. That's fine. Do all those details, the time, the day. We'll just do it as a one-off. And then on the advanced, click Live DJ and just confirm who that host is going to be. It's only going to be me. I'm the only option there. But you can invite people and give them remote access for your station, and they can broadcast live from wherever they find themselves in the world. So me in Manchester here. I can record the broadcast if I want. Why not? That's a great way to recycle content. Click Create. And there we go. Now, what will happen here is if I wasn't the owner and I was someone who was looking to broadcast live, just as a DJ, do a shift. When I go to But and click Connect, what it would do is it will connect me, but I won't be immediately live on air. I can get connected up to 5 minutes before the start of my show. And once I've connected, as soon as my show starts, it will then switch from connected to on air. So you as the owner can go live anytime you like, evident to what I'm just doing right now. But otherwise, everyone else needs to be scheduled to go live before they can get connected. And that's it, really. It's a relatively short, simple video, but that's how simple broadcasting live can be. There are lots of different options for you, lots of different softwares, different DJ interfaces. I'm just using a very basic, free-to-use one here, Virtual DJ. Different bits of kit will let you do different things. The Rodecaster Duo and the Rodecaster Pro II, in particular, are capable of a lot of really great stuff like the Bluetooth, auto-muting your monitors, even a sort of being a talkback, being able to listen to preview feeds before people can hear them, and the hotkeys, of course, are magical. There's no necessarily need to rush out and get something as extravagant as this, but you can see just how easy a piece of kit like this, if you spend the money on it, it just makes the job of broadcasting live and automated just so much more easy. It's definitely future-proofing your station. So that's how simple it needs to be. Get your piece of kit, plug it into your computer, decide what faders and stuff you want to use, fill out your hotkeys, your smart pads, decide what audio interface you want to use or virtual DJ interface here, connect through BUT, and that's it, you're live. Simple as that, really. And as I said at the top of the video, if you want access to more guides, webinars, tutorials, free courses, anything that helps you broadcast in the simplest and most enjoyable and stress-free way, then yeah, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't done so already, click the bell icon so you get alerts to all of the videos that come through. We do an awful lot and they're all really great and fun making. And until next time, take care and happy broadcasting. And just before you go, have you ever thought about launching your very own internet radio station? Surprisingly, it's a lot easier than you may think, especially when you make the time to chat to myself or a member of the Radio.co team. To do just that, head to our website, Radio.co/demo, where I can talk about your plans, any questions you may have, and me and the team can really get you up to speed in launching your own internet radio station in literally minutes. It couldn't be easier. Why not check out some of our webinars, tutorials, help guides situated around me? Or why not visit our website, Radio.co